Show, episode number 381.
Welcome to the Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyson Bannigan, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. On health, wealth, and enlightenment, beginning a new week here in paradise. Welcome to the show. This is a talk show. You phone in live, 1-866-369-7464. Get all your questions answered about dowsing, energy healing, what's up in your life, and what's up on planet Earth. And I, co-host Laura, will answer all of your questions, right? So if you need to get from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest amount of time, then come and join us on the show, and we'll help you get there. So today's topic is Holistic Astrology Monday. So this gives you an overview of what's coming up for the week. So tomorrow we're talking about what's up in your life. That's really your opportunity to phone in and receive a clearing or a healing. Your loved ones, your clients, your dog, your cat, your favorite elephant, or whatever. And next one is on Wednesday is Standing Stones and Sacred Sites. And then on Thursday, the hot topic, divine marriage. We're going to see if we can fly this one. Last time we burnt up the internet and canceled the whole show because it got so controversially fun. So we're going to see if we can make it through this show without having the technology go berserk on us. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about the power of blessed water. And then the course on Friday is Universal Abundance with Divine Mother. It's a 2-hour course, which will help get you out of your way so you can receive eternal abundance, which is your birthright. As Laura just said, you need to really, really work on that, Tyson, this morning. So I guess I need to go to my own workshop. So just an announcement here as we get going is we've created a backstage pass, okay? So now that we have Zoom and we have to put on a password because we've had some Zoom bombers come and join us and say nasty things. Yeah, we've created a password, which gives us now a backstage pass. So if you'd like to be part of that backstage pass, we give it out to our favorite ones that attend the show on a regular basis. So if you're one of those, then let us know. But even better yet, to guarantee a backstage pass, which we think is a valuable way to join us because you get your questions answered before everybody else. And you get to join us live on the show if you so choose by turning your camera on. So all you have to do if you want to have a free pass, backstage pass, is start a watch party. Okay. So if you start a watch party, you get a free pass and come and join us live on the show in the back end. All right, so we're now live. So if you have any questions about astrology and what's up with planet Earth, with all this cosmic energy that's coming onto the Earth plane, then phone in and let us know. So Laura, what's up in your life?
Boy, a lot. The energy has been extraordinary lately, yeah?
Oh, yeah, sure. Between full moons and planetary misalignments or alignments or
full moon.
Venus and Neptune and whatever, and conjunctions and solar eclipses and God knows what all. I really, to be honest, can't keep up to all of it. So
How did you like this strawberry moon?
That was beautiful. Yeah.
You know why they call it a strawberry moon?
Yeah, because my strawberries are ripe in my garden.
Yes. I didn't know that when they said it. It's not because of the color of the moon. It's because that it's now time to harvest your strawberries. I was like, well, that's something new. I didn't know that. So now's the time to eat strawberries.
It is. Well, the birds know that too. So they're trying to feed us punch and get those strawberries. Mm-hmm. So we've got to put nets over our strawberries. But yeah, a few of them making it onto the table now, and the big crop is about to come. So we're very blessed. We got 2 big 8x4 beds. One's really productive this year, and then you create the next bed for next year. So we have 2 4x8 beds of strawberries. I like strawberries. They're beautiful. They're really doing well this year. Lots of rain here. So I'm going to take you through a few things about astrology that I really love. And I'm not an astrologer, so I'll say that from the get-go. And I'm actually going to, why don't we just start with confessions? So I'll start with confessions about astrology. And things like, oh, people phone me and say Mercury's in retrograde and blah, 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 blah. And it's so hard to do this and do that and do whatever. And I say, what? Because why? Because if I tuned into that, I have enough trouble with my computer. I don't need to be blaming Mercury retrograde for any problems that I'm having with my technology. So
Right.
what I do is I make a clearing statement that I'm always aligned with all the energies that are cosmologically flooding planet Earth, so that I'm one with them, right? So that I receive all the upgrades. So I'm not on a bumpy roller coaster. Mind you, if you like a roller coaster and you like the thrill of the ride, you know, with the ups and downs, by all means go for it. But I sort of like quietude, right? I sort of like the energies just flowing in. Now, having said that, in running divine energy, sometimes the energy has been so intense lately. I've had to get my yoga mat out and be on the floor and do yoga just to move the energies through my body. So I'm not saying that they're not flooding through. It's just that I don't want the roller coaster ride, right?
Yes.
I'm not a thrill seeker anymore. I'm not going to go to the edge and hang over and say, yeah, I love it. So that's me. So if that interests you, maybe phone in. And if we have enough interest, maybe I'll do a clearing in that area and get you all aligned with astrological energies flooding on planet Earth. So what about you, Laura? What do you do of all this Mercury retrograde and solar flares and all of this? Like, do you keep track of it? Do you have a favorite astrologer that you follow, or?
I do. I have one on Astronet is what I think I follow. I've been doing that since like 2000. And I read the daily horoscopes, and there's some other things in there that are interesting to me. But as for like solar flares, the moon, Mercury in retrograde, they've never ever influenced me. In fact, I was born during a Mercury in retrograde, and apparently when you were born during that time, it doesn't affect you at all and negatively. So it never, like, I've always been very confused by that when people say it to me, because I'm like, no. Even the moon doesn't affect me. I know it affects people because I see it, but nothing, just nothing.
Well,
There's other things that affect me, and that's enough.
well, maybe you're just so loony that the lunar, you're just one with the looniness of Looney Tunes.
Mute button, Michael. Let's mute him for a while.
But I do think that the moon phase is, anyway, I've been following Nick Anthony, and I don't have his website up right now, but I'll see if I can do that. And he publishes a lunar calendar, which I really, really like. And why do I like it? Because I know that the dominant energy always is the one that wins, good, bad, or ugly. So that's planetary wise. So if we're all running on automatic pilot, like we haven't learned how to take back our personal power, and we're still sort of locked into the overall energy of everybody on the planet, and we haven't found our own individualization, right? Then that's the predominant energy. So I find tuning into the lunar calendar and finding out what this moon cycle is all about has been really, really helpful. The second thing I like about the lunar planner is that you can download it for free. It gives you the energies of the month, and then it teaches you how to use the phases of the moon to manifest what you want into your life. So if you're doing the deep clearing protocol, then using the actual cycles of the moon to manifest and clear is very, very powerful. And why not align with the powers of the moon? All right, here we go. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to?
It's me again.
Hello, Valerie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was on YouTube because I couldn't get in the other way. And were you talking about astrology?
We are talking about astrology.
Yes. anyone was interested in a clearing. So you can put me to the list, please.
All right, I'm going to give you a clearing on everybody on the call at some point here about getting you aligned with all the natural evolution of the flow of divine energy coming from the cosmos to planet Earth. Okay, Valerie, we'll include you in the list.
Yeah, okay.
So you're the first one.
Great,
Thanks for
thank
phoning in. Oh, and by the way, try
welcome.
those codes again and see if we can get you in the back door here, right? Backstage.
Yeah, I don't know what is it. I tried so many times I couldn't get it, so I just went to YouTube.
All right, well, enjoy the show. All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye for now. Yeah, it's really difficult for those. I think Valerie is, where is Valerie? Valerie is in
Canada.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. But anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. No, she's in Jamaica, I think.
No. Oh, did she move?
Well, anyway, if you're trying to get in internationally, one of the best ways to do it is just get a back page pass or go to Zoom and either get a backstage pass or you can use one app to phone in and I'll get the call through, and that's 1-250-803-2480. That's my cell phone. WhatsApp just allows you to phone internationally for free. So that's another way you can join, or you can watch the show. Now you can either watch it on one of the Facebook pages. And Laura, do you have it shared to your page?
I do.
Okay. And also you can head over and do it on our Academy YouTube channel as well and watch it there. The difficulty is that we don't see the comments that are coming in on the YouTube channel, but if Michael can pick them up and let us know, but we do see what's coming in on the other channels from Facebook if you ask a question. And we love questions, by the way. Otherwise, Laura and I just babble on. But this is your show, and we're here to answer your questions and help you have a deeper understanding of the topics that we're bringing up. And by the way, if you have a topic that you'd like to suggest, then you can also send that to us as well. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to talk, so I was talking about moon cycles and how powerful that is. And we know, for example, with women, that certainly in dormitories when they're going to school, that everybody has their period at the same time. So we know that the moon has a really a positive effect on the water within your body, right? Because we are water beings. Anywhere from 70 to 85% of who we be is water. So we are having the ebb and flow of the tides inside of ourselves, which pulls us one way stronger in a full moon and less in the dark side of the moon. And so when we do that and align with the natural evolution of consciousness in the cycle, then we can manifest more clearly if we align ourselves to the natural ebb and flow of the moon. So manifest.
And I worked with, Ayurvedic practitioner.
Yep.
And she said that all women should be having their periods on the full moon, right around the full moon, because it's the strongest, and then you know that you're in alignment. And so I know that that is true when you are in alignment, when everything is flowing properly, then that's where you should be in your menstruation. And that a lot of women are off of that, right, because they're not in alignment with how their natural body works. So very important.
Yeah, I think that's important for all of us. I think it's easier to see with women. But yeah, when the whole thesis behind what we're teaching is being aligned with nature and our own inner nature. Like we can't be one with our own true nature unless we're aligned with Mother Nature. The two are interconnected. So the moon cycle helps us understand the rhythms of our body and when to create and when not to create. Like there's a time to sow and a time to reap, a time to rest and get in your hammock, like Tyson's trying to learn how to do, and just cool it, right? Like let's cool one's jets. So learning that rhythm and being able to be one with it, right? So you're not pushing and exhausting yourself at the wrong time in the moon cycle, that you know the period. So what I'm saying for me is a work in progress. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I download that from, Nick Anthony, and I really enjoy it. I'm with it for a month and then I forget about it. So it's something that's coming in and out, which is very, very powerful. The other one is that we talked about this on a bit on the show before, that every single degree of the cycle around the sun, you know, us going around, has a particular angel connected to it.
Yeah.
Also, every degree of every day of the moon cycle has an angel. That's a body of information that is astounding. And it's based on the premise of the law of one, which is do no harm. So if you want to learn the esoteric energies of the days and of the moon cycles and how to manifest in alignment with the creative flow of divinity as it flows through the days and through the actual moon cycles, then those angel messages are very powerful. And I think I've said this before. If I was to study one of those in totality, I could like really get into it and really do what is suggested, I'd have to spend the whole day on that moon angel reading, plus another day, and then I'd have another one, and I'd be one behind for the day. That's how much information there is. Like there's a name, and then there's a vibrational frequency for every letter in the name. Then there's a color that's associated with every frequency in the name. And then the combinations of the letters is the frequency of manifestation into creation. And all those letters put together are literally the language of creation. So when you speak them, you're manifesting into the world, which is really what we're learning how to do, which we do very, very well, but we're doing it on automatic pilot. Like we are the best manifestors that we could ever imagine. It's just that we don't know that we're manifesting. And what we're manifesting collectively is pretty messy right now. So it'd be nice to learn how to do this and be
perhaps if we knew how to manifest.
Well, this is what this teaches you, right? It teaches you that the words coming out of your mouth, you know, the I am presence, manifest into reality exactly what you're saying.
Speaking of which, that I am class that we did on Friday, it was the last 2 Fridays, most excellent. I cannot tell you how much good feedback I've gotten from everyone that watched and listened and participated. Such good information there. If you're interested in getting that information, watching our recording, they can do that right through the Wellness Academy.
It's $33 for
highly recommend it,
and $33 for the other. And guess what? Nobody's bought it. So I guess everybody just downloaded and got it in the sense of knowing it. So it's interesting. You know, I'd love to be able to pay for groceries. So if you would like to order it, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very, very valuable information. I learned a lot from it too, because I get to download the energy.
Well, it's this exchange of energy that when you pay the $66 for all, like I think it was probably right around 3.5-4 hours of information, that you're gonna get so much more out of that. That's what I don't think that people understand. When you exchange the energy that comes back to you is threefold. So remember that all of this information coming back to you is gonna like increase your life by 3 folds. That's how energy works. So
yeah. I think the thing that is exciting about that is that, like, for example, if you have on your smartphone, there, you don't have to download the video. You can download the sound file that you have it, and you can take it with you. So it means, oh yeah, I want to clear this, or I want to install this. What was that particular one? And then you can just run through it. So it's always with you, which I think is very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the books that I'm going to be doing are really. They're going to be pocket books so that you can carry them with you as well. So some people like it in a form that they can read, and some people like it in the form that they could listen, and some people like videos. And guess what? You get all 3 of them.
Right. And these are my I am statements that I created before I even met Tyson here. And it's basically the same thing. And you can take all of these I am statements and create them for yourself in your own way of saying them, so that they work for you, and then you get the positive outcome from them. So
yeah, and you can
I am statements are amazing.
Yeah. It's you saying, when I'm one with God and when I'm in my true nature, then I get to manifest into reality using the energy of source consciousness. And
Right.
so, for example, when we do the Divine Mother energies for manifestation, we're gathering what we've been doing with Divine Mother and focusing 165 plus divine energies. We're only taking those ones that have to do with manifestation and running them. And with the I am, you can take all the ones that have a manifestation and cluster them together. So you can say, I want to work on manifestation for this week. Let me take all the I am statements that have to do with manifestation, put them together, right? And do your own recording on them, right? And then play your own recording back to you. Extremely powerful, right? So this is really giving you some ideas on how to use these I am statements to make them your own. And they work. They work, absolutely. Especially if you do the deep clearing first, right? And then you do the installation, you've made room for this new energy to flow through you. And this is how we change the world, both individually and collectively. So
we have a ton of comments. Can I quick go through them?
Absolutely.
Oz says, I have a birth chart reading according to Western astrology, Vedic astrology, human design. I also work with a few astral coaches when necessary. Knowledge is power. You can't change what you don't know. Debbie says, I use the lunar cycle in my sessions and also the days of the week. I bring down the energy of the moon too into the sessions. Being a Leo, a fire sign, I have always been able to absorb the energy of the moon and use it for sessions. Oh, that's cool. Tyson Bannigan, I don't think you received my WhatsApp message from months ago. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that means that somebody wanted to come in on WhatsApp and I haven't received their message and therefore they can't phone in. So I will just go with the WhatsApp and see.
That was from months ago, Oz said.
Oh,
Now,
right. There you are.
Darlene says, I've been following astronomy all year and it really gave me an insight into what's going on a planetary level. I watch it as a source of news because it runs parallel to riots and upheaval. The astrology is very accurate with my life. Seems that we go through things in a collective consciousness, and this is shown through the placement of the planets. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Then Debbie says, Laura, this is true, but due to the fact that we do not live and spend lots of time outdoors, I think she's talking about the period being at the moon cycle.
Yeah.
Environmental toxins, etc. This cycle is off. Traditionally, we had the red tent, which is true, where women group together for their cycle, which would be really cool right now if y'all could just get in the moon cycle and then we can create a red tent in the back and we just all gather.
Well, why don't you, why don't the women get together and do it on Zoom? Because there's certain things that women shared in the red tent. That was their time to share about family and what was going on.
And to be away from the watchful eye and ears of the men that were so controlling of their lives. They had some freedom.
Well, not only freedom, but it was time. Yeah, it was time for women to be women, to do what women like to do with each other.
Could you imagine having all those women being like it?
What's that? I think it's a great idea for somebody to do the red tent and do it on Zoom.
I think a man was like, let's just put them all in there so we don't have to deal with them.
Just settle down.
We're a little bit moody at that time is all I'm saying. Crying, a little bit, yeah. I think actually though, once you're in alignment, that kind of stuff doesn't really affect you much. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like birthing. I mean, if you're in alignment and you're birthing in water, I remember seeing a video which was so amazing, and I see if I can remember his name. He is a physicist, and he's in Hawaii. His name's not going to come to me at the moment, but his wife was birthing their child, and they were doing it in water, and she was having a full body orgasm as she birthed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've heard that.
So, I mean,
that's in alignment, girls. That's in alignment.
That's in alignment. Yeah, and then also the birth with the dolphins, right? The dolphins have accepted that child as one of their own. And every time that child goes anywhere near the ocean, the dolphins come because they too are interconnected, because the first thing through is the vibrational frequency of the connections with the dolphins.
Isn't
now
that
they're
beautiful?
one with the dolphins. So, there's so much for us to learn about being in harmony with the natural cycles of life. When we invite them in, whether it be the moon cycle or whether it's the dolphins, we have amazing, amazing results.
Can I just share something that happened to me this last weekend? I had a wolf spider in my house and it was this big, and I'm not kidding you. It was huge and it was black, and I was like, dude, like, I don't care that you're here, but you're a little, like, not really quite sure why you're here. But they jump too, so they can be kind of scary. So I just asked God, I was like, God, can you just please help me capture this wolf spider with effortless ease, no fear. I don't want any fear associated with it. And just let me release it. So I went and got a mason jar and the fly swatter because it has holes, but it's not big enough for it to get out because it was big. It was really big. So I put it in, and it like jumped because it was on the ceiling. I went up, put it in, and it jumped right in, and I put the thing on because they jump. I was like, please don't jump out at me. And I went outside and I took it out and it jumped out, and I could literally hear it be like, it was like squealing. Its energy was so happy to be out. And like, because I think it was unsure as well as to like what my intentions were. But there was no fear wrapped up around it either. That's what I'm talking about when you're one with nature and you just ask God to help you, like remove the mice. Harold McCoy said that they removed mice out of their house by increasing their energy field in their house, and they literally pushed the mice out of their house. So even Harold McCoy didn't use rat poison, which then goes into our hawks, right? And our wildlife, owls and eagles that are now dying from arsenic poisoning because you're using arsenic to kill these mice, right? But if you push them out of your home energetically, then they'll leave and go to your neighbor's house.
Well, I mean, and that's part of what we're talking about. The law of wonders is do no harm. That doesn't mean just
Right.
no harm to humans. It means do no harm to all of life, right?
Right.
And there's
Including wolf spiders, which are kind of intimidating a little bit.
well, but wolf bears are highly intelligent beings. Highly intelligent beings.
But what did the wolf spider mean to me? Like, we just did our animal spirit show Friday. What does a wolf spider mean? Do you know?
Well, think of a wolf and think of a spider.
The dog. Why does the dog keep going?
So it's a very, very wise one. And look at its eyes. Its eyes are amazing, really amazing.
Millions.
Yeah. And so it's very much like, I told the story about what it was like to be bitten by a scorpion, and they're highly intelligent as well, right? So, yeah. And by the way, when we were talking about animal communication, I did mention the fact that one of my people that I've interviewed, and by the way, if you go to the wellness show and look at past shows, you'll see that I've interviewed many, many animal communicators. It's one of my favorite topics, right? And one of them that I've been talking to, for a while on a monthly basis, the last time I talked to her, she was communing with insects. And she
That's
just
awesome.
moved, so she had a brand new set of insects to play with, and was talking to them about who they are. So there's no reason, Laura, you can't tune into that wolf spider. So what was the wolf spider doing?
Basically, what I got out of it was to not be afraid of it, for one thing.
Exactly, be in your heart.
Yeah.
What?
And I mean, yeah.
So let me ask you this: if you were in your heart and you were in nature, in raw, untouched nature, would it be scary?
No.
Would you be safe?
Of course, absolutely, 100%.
So there you are. So if you want to be safe in nature, here's two things you can do. You can pack around bear spray and everything. And we were talking about that, Michael and I don't know how it came up, but somebody that was visiting said, you don't want to be downwind from your bear spray when you spray it, because it's going to knock you, right? Gonna really, so yeah, so you have to be really careful. Wouldn't it be better not to use bear spray and energetically love that bear? It's hard for something to eat you if you love it. It's
not so much that they want to eat you as they'll attack you if they feel fear from you, right? If they feel like they need to be on defense. Otherwise, they just leave you alone. My niece was in backpacking. I can't remember where. I think it was in Colorado or Montana, and she came across one. She had it videotaped, and the grizzly bear came down, looked at her, and she just like stayed. I could feel it she was super calm. She was just like observing. She's young, you know, and she has like, yeah, it's just a bear or whatever. And off it went. She was like, "Oh, that was cool." And that's all she said. "Whoa, that was cool." No fear. The bear didn't feel threatened by her. She's just like, "I'm just walking through like you are. Our paths meet. Bye. See ya." No
I
reason to have no like. Could you imagine the bear going, "What the hell?"
have a story. My first wife, she was raised in the Queen Charlotte Highlands, which is really a wild and woolly place with cedar trees and a lot of really thick undergrowth. And she would walk home from school. She was just really, really young. And she says to her daddy, she said, I've been, this big cat has been following me, and I've been being with this big cat. And so for days she's been followed by a cougar on her way home, right? And I thought nothing,
Yeah.
it was a big pussy cat as far as she was concerned. And of course she wasn't running and there was no fear. So she just treated it as, you know, another something like a big pussycat that isn't as cool. Of course, everybody else is freaking out because they think, oh, the cougar could eat her, which it could. But I think the cougar was more curious about her and loved the energy that it was feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it would have attacked her.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, if it felt threatened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to live in a community where was able to be close to cougars. Unfortunately, they were in cages, but I would go and visit them. And I did have the opportunity to play with cougar kittens, which was really, really amazing.
Wow.
Because they're just like big cats, right? And they play that way too, big, big paws, and they're just, you know, they just want to play like a cat. So, yeah, I really,
They are a cat?
all of those animals, if we treat them with respect, the relationship we could have with them would be absolutely awesome. And I loved watching the videos where there is that intimate connection between humans and cats, like pumas and lions and big cats, right? That have this relationship with humans. And they want the love. They don't want to be eating you. They want to be treated with love. And they're like big cats, you know.
Yeah.
Kitty
Yeah.
cat. Yeah, pretty amazing.
We have some people are just commenting like crazy today.
All right.
Oz says, "Do you have a clearing statement for energetically pushing bugs, spiders, ants, mosquitoes, flies, etc. out from your house?" Michele said, "I tried to talk to the ants and even put food and water in a little dish outside, but they still came inside. What else can I do?" That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael says, "We use cayenne pepper on the perimeter and outside the house. I've also heard planting mint." Yep, I agree. Around the perimeter works too. Oh my gosh. Darlene, thank you, says, "The wolf spider meaning as symbolism insists that you pursue your own objectives now. Now is the right moment, so it's best to take action using all of your creative abilities. The goal may look unobtainable. However, this acrid, how do you say acridid? What do you call spiders?
Oh, I can't.
Scientific.
Yeah.
Ensures that arachnid. Thank you, Michael.
A voice from the
arachnid assures that with your quick response, you will be successful. Alternatively, the wolf spider meaning is advising you to lay low until the timing is right. Furthermore, you have to be patient until you have a clear view of how to attack your goal. What?
He's like, he has big eyes. He's like in a little den and he's watching, right? And then he jumps out and grabs whatever he wants to grab. So it's like that energy of waiting for the right moment. You don't need to be eating something, but you need to wait for the right moment in order to move towards the goal that you want. So there's a lot more waiting than there is jumping, right? So it's sort of like, in a business sense, it would be, there's a time in which to be quiet and let things be the way they are, and there's a time in which to implement. And when you move at exactly the right time, it's effortless, right? Like the wolf is running around looking for prey, right? He's waiting, right? He's calm.
The prey comes to them.
That's right. Okay.
So,
not that I want you to be the scary wolf spider. I mean, I'm not encouraging you to do that, right?
I'm not a scary wolf.
I don't want you jumping out at me, right? No.
I'm just going to sit here and wait, though.
Right.
Okay, Debbie says, I clear my ranch of poisonous snakes. 6 years so far, so good. We have rattlesnakes, including the mojave green, which is super deadly. The barn flies, no luck. So I will take the flies. I don't know if you could actually get rid of flies.
Well, here's what's coming to me. So let's talk about things like ants first. I think when talking with ants or talking with bees or talking with colonies, that you have to talk to the queen. Okay, you have to talk to the queen bee or the queen ant. I mean, all the rest are doing what they're taught to do, and they have like a one-track mind, which is to serve the queen. So if you're not talking to the queen, or if you're not talking to the devic energy of ants, which supersedes the queen, in other words, they're all in a colony of energy, right? They're in a hive mentality. So the diva of ants is working with the queen. The queen is putting out the energy that works with the whole colony. So if you're not, excuse me, communicating with the queen or ant, then you're not going to reach the colony because everybody's busy doing what they're doing. So that's what I would do.
Makes sense.
Okay?
I had
Now,
a friend drum one time and talked to the ants. Her and her husband energetically talked to them and asked them to please move out and to please move on because this was their house. They honor them and respect them, but go find your own house to be in, not ours. And they did. And so I wonder if they weren't especially talking to the, like you said, like the queen ant, or I don't know how ants work, but
it is true that they do relate to energy. I mean, to vibrational energy. So drumming makes sense to me, right?
yeah, it does actually. Yeah. I mean, chemicals, I just don't agree with them. They're harmful not only to the environment and to yourself, but and to the bugs. Like now you're doing harm to everything.
Well,
So
it's
I
no
don't
different
agree
than
with
exterminating, in a concentration camp. It's no different.
right.
It's
Right.
just a different level. I mean, we think that
Right.
these are inanimate, unfeeling, unloving entities that we have a divine right to gas them. No, you don't. I mean, if you do, there's consequences, what I'm saying. The laws of karma are in place, whether they want to plead innocence or not, they're still there, right? So, and I gotta say, when I have these little no-see-ums biting me every morning because they can get through my screen, it's really hard for me not to start swatting them because they bite, right? So it's hard for me to get in love with a no-see-um to work on that. But I do know if my vibrational, certainly with mosquitoes, I don't not touched by mosquitoes.
I
They
don't
don't
either.
want it.
Right.
But it took me a long time. One of them was, and I know this sounds crazy, I just let them bite me. I was on a canoe trip in northern Ontario on the Grand Portage, and you can't carry a canoe on your shoulders and swat mosquitoes. It's impossible, right? So there's nothing you can do. You just have to let them eat you. And there's something about the toxicity in your body, and going through that immunity that your body builds up and says, no more of this, I can't handle it. And you build up immunity just like you do with anything that's, contributing to your body. You create your own, what is it, vaccine or your own
Yeah.
way of
Because
dealing.
they bite me now and they don't even itch. I just look at them and they may swell for a little bit, but then they go right away. But the little gnats, they're more annoying. They'll like come in my face and I'm like, will you just like, please just like go away, like leave me alone. And then I just create this bigger bubble and they'll still kind of come in, but they're not like around my face. They might just come in a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that
astrology,
let's
Michael.
get back to astrology. But we're doing what we were doing before, talking about how to work with other animals. And I think flies and that are much more difficult, but there's certainly something that we could work on. It all has to do with intelligence. Can you get to the vibration of love with a particular animal or species that you're trying to deal with? Because if you don't love them, they're not going to listen to you, right?
Maybe if you start
All right.
with the larvae of it. But my point being is that you have horse dung around, and she has lots of that, and that's what they're attracted to. So maybe if they would just stay in that area.
Yeah, I think there's certainly with Some species like slugs, we just said, okay, the garden is ours. We fell in love with the slugs because my wife was watching them making love and she fell in love with them, was able to talk to them, said, I don't want to harm you, but this is our garden and the rest of the property is yours. And we made this agreement and they were happy and we were happy. So we're going to go back to astrology. I'm just going to share the screen and tell you a few things that I'm interested in around astrology, which may be valuable for you. Okay, so let me just see here. Where are we here? So first of all, let's see if we can find it. Where did I put it here? Excuse me. Well, maybe we'll just go to the picture, big picture revealed, and we'll do that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a series of interviews I did. I'll just scroll up. Sorry, we're moving fairly quickly here.
A little bit too quickly.
Yeah. So this is the big picture show revealed. This is I did a series with Michael O'Connor. He's a holistic astrologer. There's 13 hours of his view of holistic astrology. It's a very interesting series because Michael is very, very intellectual. And his whole point is that the scientific theory of saying that this is the way to view the world, that scientific thinking gives you the whole picture. You know, because scientists say, you know, if it isn't rational, if we can't prove it, then it isn't real and therefore it should be discredited. And Michael's whole thesis in this, and he lays it out and why it's interesting to watch this series, is no, he says being a holistic astrology gives you more of what is happening on the human dimension. By understanding astrology, you get more of an understanding holistically about what's happening with humans and society. That's why it's so important to understand it. And that it is something that has scientific-based evidence to it, but it has to do with you confirming it inside of yourself. In other words, it becomes valid to you because you put it into practice and you see the results. Now, does that mean that somebody else can replicate that? Only if they're at the same vibrational level as the person who did the experiment in the first place. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Science can only work on the physical third dimensional plane. When you're in the inner world, then you can run the same experiments, but you can't replicate that with somebody else unless they're on the same vibrational level as you. But if they're on the same vibrational level to you, which is what we're doing in the deep clearing program, we're raising your vibration. When you get to that vibrational level, what is true for me will be true for you. That's what's so exciting, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you explore holistic astrology in the way that he's laying out, the information that you'll gain to manage your life and understand why you're here is really, really worth pursuing. So I encourage you, this is www.thewellnessshow.ca, and then click on the big picture revealed show. And these are all the interviews we did in this series. There's 13 of them. Here's Michael O'Connor.
Yeah, let's just stop there for a minute. He's very handsome.
Yes, he's a handsome dude. And I'm going to maybe invite him on the show, but he gets very, very intellectual very, very fast. So
that's okay. I can handle it. I think we need to get him on. He's so handsome.
Yeah, so he's very, very good. Michael and I both know him very, very well. And so this is his, this is who he looks like, what he looks like. And this is
like. We need to go back to that though again.
He has a lady in his life. Okay.
I don't care. He's just nice to look at. Let's just look at him for a while.
And these are the life destiny readings that he offers, right?
Okay.
And these are the episodes. Now, these are the ones, if you do it this way, this is a podcast. And the beauty of a podcast is you can download it and put it on your phone, or you can listen to it in your car. And also, they're also in the Academy YouTube channel as videos as well. So this is what it looks like. So.
Well, that's good. So now they all know that they can get these episodes on the Wellness Show, right?
Yeah, they just go over to the Wellness
Academy, I mean, right?
No, well, they go right. These ones are available by typing in www.thewellnessshow.ca. That's the landing page, right?
Yep.
And then when you're there, you'll find out about the Wellness Show, and you'll find out about the 2 series that we've done. So maybe I don't know if I can quickly get back over there or not. Let me see if I can do that. Here we are. So here's the weekly shows up here. See that says the Wellness Show, and then it says the Big Picture Revealed Show, and the other one is series 13 is the Esoteric Principles of Bodybuilding. Why should you go to the gym anyway. Okay, so those are the series that are available. So this is the landing page. It needs to be updated a bit, but you can see here that
Look at how handsome you are too. That's
yeah,
a nice picture of you.
amazing dude. So this is Healing Hour doesn't exist anymore. We are
Yeah.
just now the Wellness Show. The Healing Hour has become the Wellness Show, but here you are, the big picture revealed. You click on that link, or the esoteric principles of bodybuilding. This will all shift as we go into the Wellness Academy. That's why I haven't updated it. Okay, and then you scroll down here, and this is your link to the YouTube channel. This is how to subscribe through Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, and we should really have Spotify in there as well.
Yeah.
And here's the way to get to iTunes podcasts, how to become a patron. And we'd love to have you as a sponsor to help pay for the show, because it's fairly expensive. Pay that guy in the back end, whose name is Michael. And would you like to market through us? Would you like to get a message out? Got a message to share through our network? Okay, these are the sponsors that we've had for the show at various times, right? And here's the podcast, right? Now, we're not up to date on these, but you can see that this was the Wellness Show when we were interviewing top level coaches, heart-centered entrepreneurs, wellness providers. So these are the episodes there: reinventing yourself from the inside out, the Tibetan steps to crush stress, Michael Davis on creating deeper connection with your story, how to live consciously with Darlene Turner. I know that lady. She was just phoning into the show. And how to God wants you to be wealthy. So there's a lot of great material here, and as we're at 365 plus shows, all this background information is available. And then behind that is 3 to 4 years of the Wellness Show. Lots of great content. The beauty of the podcast is.
And how do we?
What?
How do we get there again? www.what?
thewellnessshow.ca.
.ca for Canada, right?
For Canada. Now up here, you can click any one of these links here and subscribe if you want to come through Google Play, or if you want to do it through Stitcher, you want to do it through iTunes, you want to get the show by YouTube, you want to have through a feed, right? These are all the different ways you can listen or watch the show. YouTube, you watch the show. iTunes, you listen. Google Play, you listen. Stitcher, you listen. Spotify, you listen, right? You listen to the show. If you want to watch the show, you go to YouTube, right? Or you catch us on Facebook.
Live.
Like
we are right now. Live.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So you never get to miss a show. Never.
Right. Why would anyone want to miss us?
Well, because they may be busy doing other things.
Right. So we have many different ways for you guys to listen to us. Thanks. And that again is www.thewellnessshow.c as in cat and A as in apple.
Yeah, and I think Michael has that all up there, so you don't think you have to keep repeating.
Yeah, but I like to say it anyway for myself.
Well, the line is now open, 1-866-369-7464 to answer your questions on dowsing energy. I think I have one more link I want to share.
Let's do it.
I can find it right here, and here it is. I'm going to share again. You bring that up right now and see if I can share the screen again. So this is another one of my favorite sites, and this is shamanistic astrology. This is what the ancients saw by looking up in the sky, right? And so this is one of my favorite ways of doing astrology. And I know Michael says, well, when you look up at the sky, you don't really see what you see, and blah, 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 and blah, blah. So he sees it differently. But I like the fact when I look up in the sky, I can see the stars for what they are. And this is what my ancestors did. They looked up into the sky and were able to read what was going on and make sense out of it. So
absolutely,
I sort of like it to be that way. And then my favorite person who's part of this, and I've been following her for years, and I've interviewed her on my show, on the Wellness Show, is Castile. And this is her, Kaylin Castile. And she has an amazing downloadable, what's happening with the stars each month. Celestial Timings. I'm a member of this. I highly recommend it. It's 4 or 6 pages per month, well worth reading. It tells you exactly what's happening. In some ways, way too much information for me. I like the overview that it gives me, and I can go as deep dive as I want. I also love her books and her teaching. So she's one of my favorite people. But this is really learning astrology, like with Michael, from a very holistic perspective. This isn't, oh, the stars today say that you are going to fall in love or whatever. That's not this type of reading. This is a cosmological, full overview of what's happening energetically in the universe, and it's how it affects planet Earth, right? So it's not an individual, it's a collective reading of what's happening, and that's why I love it. Okay, so there's the two things.
And that's what Darlene was saying about how she likes to listen to astrology because it helps her to understand where we are collectively and why we're having the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter.
Right. So yeah, so maybe we can get Darlene to type in what her favorite sources are, and why doesn't other people, I know you have your favorite ones that you're following, so why not share them to the listeners by typing in to the comments, who do you listen to when it comes to astrology? I've showed you mine, and you can show me yours, okay? So Caitlin K. Castell, that's one of my favorite ladies to follow. I love her dearly, following her for years. I've been a member of, paying her a monthly fee to get her celestial timing. You can sign up here for free right here, but you could pay, I don't know what the rate is right now, and you could get a more deeper one, right? So if we click right here, it will then take you to the sign up, and you can get the free version. Okay, so called celestial timing. So those are the two things I recommend. And the third one, and I'll put in the show notes, is those angel messages that I was talking about. And I think we're going to cover that. Well, we don't have angels this week, so we should put that as another topic, right? What we're going to talk about.
Well, absolutely. That was one of our topics.
Yeah. So I think if you go back and look at the show on angels, I think you'll actually find the links in the show notes of how to get those angel readings for the month. For the day, for each day. So there's 360 angels, one for each day, or one for each day of the moon cycle. Okay. So we still have time for another person to phone in, 1-866-369-7464. Are there any comments out there that we need to...
Everybody wants you to do a clearing.
All right. So, okay, here it goes. Okay. So here goes. I, Tyson Bannigan, in my I am presence with Assistant Divine Mother, Divine Father, and the source of all that is, undertake a clearing of all non-beneficial energies that derive from any and all source of known or unknown, including any astrological phenomena, stars, planets, sun, moon, intergalactic, universal or transversal, universal energies that are flooding Earth. And we translate that all into positive, uplifting energies, so that we're always in the right place at the right time and not adversely affected by these energies. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to do an installation. So the installation would be...
Okay, hold on a second. 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I, Tyson Bannigan, on behalf of everybody on this call or listening to this call, hereby install with my I am presence that every person listening to this call will be in harmony with all the energies that flooding Earth from any and all sources, known or unknown, that abide by the law of one, which is do no harm, on the universal law of love, that positively affect us. And therefore we are aligned with the moon, the stars, the galaxies, and all the interdimensional energies that help us to upgrade and remember who we are in the evolution of consciousness, right? We are now one with all those energies and with harmony with them, and with ease and grace allow these to upgrade our cellular structure as we move from a carbon-based to a crystal-based system in our bodies, right? So we're becoming the light, channels of light, pillars of light. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. So there's the installation so that you'll be in harmony with all the divine flow of energies coming in that are positive, and you'll become a pillar of light.
That was
So,
wonderful. Thank you.
yeah, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's nothing complicated about this, but you do need to, state what it is that you don't want and what it is that you do want. It's certainly better than being overloaded, right? With
Right.
energy. Now, having said that, do realize or recognize that sometimes the energy is flowing so strong that if you feel tired, then sleep.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
would also say, most importantly, check how much water I mean, I didn't bring my water in here and I'm thirsty.
Do you know how much that's coming through lately? My clients who are doing the deep cleaning protocol, I'm always having to explain to them to drink more water. Come on, peeps, get your water bottles out. It's
Yeah,
fun.
get water bottles out. Put 995 on them. No, it's really, really important. It flushes out the toxics that no longer serve you, puts in the intentions that do serve you at the cellular level, and it revitalizes you at the cellular level. That's where the change and transformation comes. It literally changes your DNA by talking to it. And I think we're going to be talking about that. On Friday, we're talking about the power of blessed water. So
we are. I'm
that's what it's
excited.
all about.
Mhm.
So blessed water with your intention is the way to manifest into reality what you want after you clear.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anything else up there with requests?
Oh goodness, we've got so many people are saying stuff. You want me to keep reading?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I had a delivery from somebody lovingly.
She's so sweet. Thank you, Sarah.
That feels better. I felt like the Sahara Desert.
Oz says, I usually put an energetic shield around myself or house, car, etc. that only allows love and positive energies in the and transmute the negative. I do a similar thing with bugs around me when I'm in nature. Darlene said, I had a huge spider bite on my neck this weekend, swelled up so much I could feel it pushing against my thyroid. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Darlene.
Yeah, it looks pretty ugly.
That's like, okay. Thanks for sharing.
Nothing wrong to be kissed by a spider. One of the things about toxicity in your body is it's teaching you various things. So what is the toxicity in the body? What is the spider? I mean, it's really upgrading you to some extent. I mean, certainly being bit by the scorpion really taught me stuff that I don't want to repeat, right?
Breathe.
Yeah, breathe, like how to breathe, right?
Right. And let's see, Darlene in the comments on Facebook has put up Kaylin Castile's YouTube about eclipses. So if you want to tap on that, it'll take you to YouTube and you can watch that, because we only have 2 minutes left, and so our show is almost over, and you can go to the next show.
Yeah, really. And don't forget, if you want to be part of the Backstage Pass, all you have to do is share the show, and we'll know that you shared it, and we'll give you the password to join us in the backstage. You get your questions answered first. You get on live.
And how do you share the show? There's a share button right here. You click on that, and up will come this. Let's see if it'll let me show you. And then, where is it? And then it'll have watch party on there. Just hit the watch party, and Facebook will take you right to it. Then you can invite all your friends. That way we can bring the wellness show to all of your friends and family. And if they don't want to watch, they don't have to. But if they do, then if they watch and do a watch party, then they too can get into Zoom on the back end and ask us questions, and even get in early and listen to Tyson and I banter back and forth about the queen bee.
All right. Yeah, it's really not. I don't know if that's really an asset or a liability, but you can make that choice. So come and join us with a Backstage Pass, and you too could be part of the banter that happens before the show, and even sometimes maybe after the show. And as we move along, why it's worth you to be in the backstage with a Backstage Pass. All right, I think we're near the top of the hour. I think we're gonna. I don't know. We didn't get a signal, but I know it's pretty close. So we're gonna say bye for now, and don't forget tomorrow what's up in your life. Really, we want you to phone in tomorrow. We want to do clearings with you. We want to help you get out of your own way. So this is your chance to get us to help you do a healing or a clearing or for your loved ones. Or your
And
family.
I'll do psychic readings for you if you have a question. I'll throw that out there in the mix. How's that sound?
Yeah, she's going to be telepathetic, so come and join us. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.